So Twitch and its CEO Dan Clancy basically just admitted that it was their fault that the Emiru security incident happened. Now, if you guys don't remember, a few weeks back, Emiru was basically assaulted by this creepy fan. He ran up on her during a meet and greet and essentially groped her. He grabbed her, almost kissed her, and it was horrific, right? People are still talking about it to this day. Now, recently, Twitch has come out with a statement regarding this, saying, "We wanted to follow up on the post we recently made about a security incident at TwitchCon San Diego. As many of you know, at the 2025 TwitchCon San Diego event, one of our valued creators, Emiru, was assaulted by an attendee during a meet and greet event. Although Twitch works very hard to try to keep TwitchCon attendees safe and to prevent incidents like this from happening, we failed to do both things in this case. To keep Emiru safe and to prevent the assault from happening. We deeply regret the distress we caused for Emiru, our other creators, and the entire community. In recognition of Emiru's advocacy, Twitch will be making a donation to support nonprofit organizations working to prevent sexual violence. More details on that to follow soon." Now, of course, they ended up getting community noted because people noticed, hey, this is a bogus reply. This comes across as, oh, the billion-dollar company realized, crap, people are going to not come to our events. People don't trust us anymore. People don't find our events to be safe if we're going to be doing a meet and greet and someone comes up and grabs us and tries to kiss us, or even worse, right? We can all imagine what could possibly go wrong in a situation like that where security is not correctly able to do their job and protect people. Now, in this community note, they ended up saying Twitch has lied on several occasions regarding the incident, letting the assailant go after the attack and withholding evidence from authorities. This is incompetence. Dan Clancy called Emiru a friend despite going on to victim blame her and was out partying during all this, and we have proof of all those things from different tweets. Now here's one of the clips that was included in that community note of Dan Clancy shifting the blame, almost blaming Emiru, almost blaming anyone who's a Twitch streamer for if something horrific like this ever happens. And it's pretty disgusting to listen to. Again, he claims that he worded this wrong, but I don't think that after listening to this, there's any other way you can really intend this.
We saw one Twitch streamer yesterday, Emiru, get assaulted by a male fan, and a lot of streamers have, especially female streamers, have talked about, the danger that they feel from these sort of toxic, I guess, parasocial kind of creeps. What are you guys doing to prioritize safety? Because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared to even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
The safety of our creators is the top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout our society. I do think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there. Okay, it's very different. When I use other short form content and people say all sorts of stuff, well, I can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically don't bother me.
So he basically just said that, like, as a Twitch streamer, as a content creator, you are the one who's responsible to control your community. Of course, that means blocking people, moderating, putting filters for certain words and terms and things like that. Okay, but how does that involve anything related to TwitchCon, a public event where you guys are supposed to vet people, where your security is supposed to be there to protect people, right? How is that related to controlling the community? For all we know, that guy could have been like one of Emiru's like tier 50 subs for a year or two, 5 years, 10 years since she started, and she could have blocked him a long time ago. She controlled her community. That doesn't mean that this guy should be able to come to a public event, bypass all the security, rush the line, and go up and grab Emiru. What is this bozo even talking about? Now again, Dan Clancy, who's the CEO of Twitch, ended up dropping his own response. Twitch failed in our response to the assault of Emiru at 2025 TwitchCon San Diego, and in particular, I failed to communicate clearly in talking about the incident afterwards during an interview. I do not believe and in no way intended to suggest that Emiru had any responsibility whatsoever for the incident at TwitchCon. I have a great deal of empathy for what creators such as Emiru have to deal with every day. I was trying to express that, and I did that poorly. I'm sorry I let you down, Emiru, and I'm sorry Twitch let you down. We appreciate all that you have done over the years on Twitch, and we are committed to continuing to improve our TwitchCon security, processes, and communication so that we can show up better for you and all of our creators moving forward. Now again, this doesn't really come across as like, oh yeah, like we're actually really sorry and we feel really horrible. It comes across as the past 2 weeks, Twitch has seen that people no longer take them serious. Some of their greatest people or biggest names on their platform, you could say, have slowly been called out for being pretty horrible people. Whether that be Nina Lin, who was accused of SA on multiple occasions with video proof, right? Not really an accusation, but you know, sometimes you got to say words like that. And she got banned a few times, but she's back on the platform. So she got banned for SA. She came back. She got another clip came out of her essaying another person. She got banned again, and now she's back. And she's going on stream talking trash about Asmongold, right? So if Twitch really cared about like the safety of the people on their platform and Twitch in general and TwitchCons, how about not unbanning the person who is essaying people, right? How about not unbanning the woman who's essaying other streamers and then victim blaming them for it? Now, the Roach King himself, Asmongold, even basically ratioed Twitch, saying, how can we expect you to take assault seriously at your events if you can't even ban people who have committed assault 4 times on 2 separate people on your platform? Nina Lin, again, the Asian streamer, that one woman with the really deep voice who was groping people, rubbing and slapping their butts during massages, holding men down while their friends, you know, shake their rear on them. That person's allowed on the platform.
Like, and now this girl does it, and this is her 2nd time. Imagine the fact that you get unbanned for sexual assault the 2nd time. Isn't that crazy? Really? It's unbelievable. I don't know what they're doing over there at all. Yeah, ask the CEO of Twitch. I mean, I would love to hear Dan give an explanation for why you've unbanned someone who's committed sexual assault live on camera 2 times. That's crazy to me.
You have other people doing horrific things on that platform. They get 1-day bans, 2-day bans, week-long bans. You know, people have pulled out a boobie or 2, 1-day ban, 2-day ban. You have horrific things happening on Twitch. We're not talking like to the levels of like what Kick is seeing, what Kick is doing. But Twitch in its own right has some pretty downright stinky things happening. Some pretty off-the-walls behavior happening on Twitch. And they just seem to like brush it under the rug, right? Of course, one of Twitch's best friends, one of Dan Clancy's best friends, Hassan Piker, someone who gets himself into a lot of drama, a lot of situations, says some pretty horrifically vile things, has pretty much never been punished from the platform. But speaking of the Roach King himself, Asmongold, he's been banned from the platform for saying some pretty dumb things, for saying something that he later went on to elaborate and explain what he meant. But again, how are we ever supposed to take Twitch serious when it's so clear that the things that they choose to focus on, the double-sided ideas, the narratives, everything that they do on this platform is so biased, is so corrupt, is so stupid. And this is yet again another one of those examples where Twitch is now seeing one of their own people, one of the faces of their company, Emiru, was assaulted and is no longer wanting to basically be a part of Twitch, be a part of their public events. She recently came out against Mizkif, another one of the faces of Twitch. There's a lot happening and it involves Twitch, and it's not a lot of good news. The humongous dam, right, that the Dan Clancy Beaver has built is cracking right down the middle, and the floodgates are open and all the water's pouring out onto the city, and it's not a good look. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think down below. If you haven't really gave your comments on the Emiru situation, let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think specifically, though, about Twitch's stupid response, their absolute garbage dog water response. Again, they haven't really give any exact or descriptive ways that they're going to be working on their security or anything like that. They just kind of put out yet another statement after realizing your last one sucked. People are turning on Twitch left and right, and people are sick of it. Peace out, my friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.